Joining us now is Leann Hackman Carty. She is the CEO of Economic Developers Alberta. And today we're going to talk about two things. We're going to talk about economic development, try to demystify the profession a little bit, and we're also going to talk about Economic Developers Alberta, the organization in this province that works hard to support economic developers, and we're going to talk a little bit about the work that EDA is doing. So first of all, economic development. There's lots of confusion about the profession. Help us understand what economic development is.
I think it's funny. I've been in this field for about 30 years, and even to this day, I think my family doesn't understand what economic development is, because it's not easy to define, but yet those of us in the field get it. Really, when you think about economic development, it has so many facets to it. It really is about thriving businesses in a community. It's about helping local business retain operations in your community, help them expand, bringing other businesses to your community, building up your downtown, helping develop your workforce. So there's all of these different facets, and maybe it's tourism related as well, special events sometimes. So it really is a number of things. But when you look at just economic development in principle as you define it, it's also about bringing new money into your community. So it's one thing for us to just circulate money amongst ourselves. It's another when someone comes from the outside, puts money into your community, and all of a sudden we have more money to circulate. So that's, in a nutshell, the very basics of what we try to do.
Now, there are certain principles, as you talk about, as it relates to economic development, business retention, business investment, those kinds of things. Let's talk a little bit, first of all, about business retention. How is that a function of an economic development officer?
We know when we're out teaching economic developers about the profession and how to do things, this is key. We tell them, 80% of your work should focus on business retention and expansion. And that really is getting out of your office, taking the time, getting in your car or walking down the street and meeting with local businesses and talking to them about, hey, how are you doing? Are you looking for new markets? Is there something we could be doing at the municipality or at the county level to make your life easier? Are you missing something? What if we were to attract some other type of service or good to our community? Would that help you? So that is absolutely fundamental. And especially during COVID, that's even more important, is getting out there and pounding the pavement with your mask on and understanding what the local business needs are.
And all of that, when you talk about supporting local businesses, it really does play into and a huge part of quality of life in a community, isn't it?
Yeah. I know that, one of the things, especially, when you have a disaster like COVID, you look and you go, these local businesses are so challenged on a daily basis, even without it, but even more so now. So how do you really work with them? How do you walk hand in hand with them to help them get through this crisis and survive on the other side? And, some of the stats we see often, it's 1 in 4 businesses won't survive. And that's why it's even more so right now for economic developers in this province to be working really hard and focused on helping those local businesses succeed.
Yeah, especially now, especially the uncertainty with the Alberta economy, really. I think the EDO role is important now more than ever.
Yeah, and I think often, as an elected official, oftentimes it's hard to see that immediate impact. Sometimes the cycles are on a 3-year or 4-year cycle, and you think, if I don't see the success during my term, then maybe I'm not going to focus on it. But you know what? Economic development is a long-term play. Sometimes the stuff you put into place today, you may not see the fruit of that for 10 years. But you started, and that process started. And so it's really important for elected officials and people who are in the area where they can allocate financial resources to this area to invest in that piece, to not say, we have no money, therefore we're going to just cut the economic development group. Well, that's actually probably the area you should be putting more investment into right now, because that is going to keep your community sustainable and as a place people want to live.
So Economic Developers Alberta, this organization has been around for almost 50 years. In a nutshell, what would you say the primary role of this organization is?
Well, I think for the organization, it really is around training those people who are on the front lines doing the work to have the best resources, to have the best training, the tools, the network to do what they need to do and to achieve their goals successfully. So that really is what we're focused on.
Some of the programs we have a great professional development program. Talk a little bit about the courses that we offer.
So we have 5 courses that we offer. We have Establishing the Foundation, which is really that foundational piece of what is economic development. How do you structure it in a community, set up committees, those kinds of things. Then we've got Business Retention and Expansion. That goes back to what I talked about earlier, the importance of working locally, working with your businesses to help them expand and to keep them in your community. The third one is Business and Investment Attraction, and that really is that external piece of bringing in investment from the outside. And maybe new companies, relocations, expansions, those kinds of things. And then we've got elected officials training, because one of the things, sometimes it's not clear in communities, the role of an economic developer versus the role of an elected official. And they're very different. They play together and they should kind of knit themselves together as one, but they do have different roles. And so helping elected officials understand their role specifically around governance and leadership. And then we've got a new course that we've been running for the last couple of years. It's around resiliency, and it's preparing your community for disasters, helping prepare, respond, and recover from. In January of 2021, we will be putting the elected officials course and the resilience course online. So all of those courses will be available for people to take remotely via the University of Calgary. All that information is on our website.
Now, the Economic Disaster Recovery and Resiliency Program is something that is unique to our organization in Alberta. Talk a little bit about that. That's a critical program, especially now.
Yeah. One of the things that we found, starting with the 2013 floods and then with the 2016 Fort Mac wildfires and now with COVID, a lot of times communities do not have a good integration of their emergency management team and their economic developers. And one of the things that we're trying to educate people on, trying to push forward, is the need for those two to work closely together, because the decisions that an emergency management structure makes can either accelerate business recovery or inhibit. And so really we've been trying to get our message out as far as possible, whether it's through our manual, our course, our technical teams that we offer communities, but really helping put that infrastructure in place for communities to really be prepared, because it's not if a disaster is going to happen, it's when.
Yeah, that's true. It's important to be prepared. And, this organization has lots of resources and tools to help people be prepared and to help them enhance their role as economic development officers. And we have resources like this new app with the Experience Alberta app. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, we got approached just this summer, actually, from a group. They have been using this app around the world. And in Canada, it's been in BC for 3 years. And they wanted to see if Alberta could adopt the same app. And really, the fundamental reason is to help support local. And so it's a way for, whether it's a town that buys the app or an organization, an association, there's all kinds of different end users that would purchase this app. But really, the whole thing is we have this ability to offer it to Alberta organizations and municipalities now for a reduced rate. And it really is to just help profile local businesses and help local residents participate, like going store to store and helping support local.
And I will say that EDA did a great job this past year, I think. We did a great job pivoting when COVID hit and the restrictions were in place and people were at home. We were able to put a lot of our programming online, and we really worked hard, I think, to create services and programs for our members. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, that's why we all have more gray hair this year. But really, truly, with every crisis comes opportunity, and you have a choice. You can decide to let this thing eat you up and you become weaker, or you say you embrace it and say, how are we going to make ourselves stronger? And I think that was the choice we made early on. We just said, okay, conference was scheduled to take place in March. 2 weeks out, we had to pivot and put it into now, November. And so fine, alone, we wanted to make sure that the experience was what people remembered. And the networking opportunities. But we also had to pivot our training. Like I mentioned earlier, we had to put 2 of our courses, add 2 more online, because we can't depend on having that course in person, in communities, as our only option. We did the app, and the other thing I think that we'll be very excited to see in January when it hits the newsstands, so to speak, is our Invest in Alberta publication. Traditionally, that has been a great resource for communities to show investment, but this year in particular, we're going to flip it on its head, and the other side will be an Experience Alberta. And once again, that's to support quality of life, highlight tourism experience and hospitality and some of those other small businesses that have really taken a hit during COVID. So it's just one more way we can take what we have traditionally done and really ramp it up and make it even more valuable for our members.
It's going to be a great publication, and it's a great tool for our members as well, and those people who receive it in their mailboxes, a great marketing tool for your communities. We've had lots of support this year, so thank you for the support. It's going to be probably the best publication yet. I don't want to jinx it, but I think it's going to be the best publication to date, so we're looking forward to that. Before we wrap up, though, I do want to talk also about the ministry meetups. I think that has been a really good example of how EDA has been able to pivot in this situation.
Well, this was another staple from our events, is every October we have a ministry dinner in Edmonton. And this year, of course, we had to figure out a new angle. We tried to do it, but it just wasn't going to work. So we said, okay, fine. We're going to still have it on the books for next October in Edmonton. But in the meantime, we're going to take that concept and it's almost on a monthly basis, host a ministry meetup on a noon hour, an online piece where we would invite our members to participate and we highlight a specific topic. We did business supports in October. Our next one in December is going to be specific to investment and kind of that international export piece. And so we're going to have those topics running between now and next October. And people can sign up on our website to take advantage of those. It's just one more way to get out great information.
Free to EDA members, we might add.
Yeah.
And thank you to AUMA, who is helping us out with that too.
Yeah.
We've had great support from our partners in Alberta, and we appreciate it, and we hope it continues into 2021. If you want to be involved, please check out our website, edaalberta.ca. Follow us on social media. You can find us there. Thank you to our members who have stuck with us this year. Thank you to our partners who have stuck with us this year. We have lots of really exciting programs for 2021. So please encourage people to join, encourage people to take part. One of the things that we want to talk about too is the really interesting projects that our members, the economic development officers, have in their communities. And throughout the conference, you will have been seeing what we have been calling Pitchit sessions, where there have been 5-minute pitches by people who have submitted for an Awards of Excellence, which is coming up later. And we invite you to take a look at some pitches now.
Hello, my name is Jenna Lee Waring, and I am the Economic Development Officer for Flagstaff County. Today, I'm here to pitch you our Flagstaff REACH program.
And I'm Roger Cole, and I had the privilege of working with Flagstaff in the delivery of the REACH program.
The Flagstaff Region REACH program is a program designed for entrepreneurs who are starting or growing their current business. It's a program that provides several different aspects in order to do this, including seminars, one-on-one management consulting, as well as access to professional services. The Flagstaff Region REACH program has been a successful pillar of our Flagstaff Economic Development Department's programs and services. Supporting small businesses in the Flagstaff region is incredibly important for several different reasons. I'm not sure if you know this, but 98% of business in Canada is small business, and they are significant contributors to our economy. Flagstaff would be no exception to this. Beyond that, in Flagstaff, small businesses are really the lifeblood of our community. When you take a small business owner, they're not just that. They're also a community volunteer and community supporter. They give funds to community events, and they really are contributing to the culture and the feel of our communities. If you take a look at any main street, our downtown, they're made up of small businesses. Without small businesses, we wouldn't have places to hang out, places to visit, places to grow, meaning that they're part of our citizen attraction as well as our tourism attraction. And another interesting stat is that in Canada, 87% of all new jobs created in the private sector were contributed to small businesses. Flagstaff would trend in a very similar way. Is there anything you'd like to add, Roger?
Yes. The other thing that's absolutely critical to supporting our small business community, these folks are the innovators. These folks are the ones who bring new ideas into play. These folks are the ones that bring enthusiasm and a sense of future into the region as a whole. We just can't say enough about their importance. The concept of making and having a REACH program or any similar program to this it's not about bringing in a contractor. It's about working with the municipality, understanding their needs, and in fact growing the team, a cohesive team that resides within the region that will support and respond to individual entrepreneurs and the community as a whole.
Yeah, and I think something that I can speak to in order for the program to be successful is access to local professionals. So whether that be somebody like Roger or your accounting or legal support, the support of those local professionals in your community is so important. So one of the major successes of the REACH program for our Economic Development Department is that the REACH program, because of the support it provides to small businesses, really supports all of our other programs and allows them to grow exponentially because of those back-end access to those resources. We've also built relationships that have standed the test of time through the REACH program. So we've really found community champions in our private sector and have been able to fill other programs, whether they're private, provincial, or federal, through informed referrals that have also built those relationships.
And the physical evidence on our main streets, on-farm businesses that have either established or expanded. Every time that happens, it brings a new sense of opportunity to the entire business community within the region. So we really cannot underestimate the importance of those physical transformations that we've seen happen as well.
So in conclusion, the Flagstaff REACH program is something that can really be adapted and included into any rural municipality's business retention and expansion program. It's a program that supports small businesses, that is transferable basically anywhere, that allows us to have the same supports as the large centers across Canada. I hope you've enjoyed our Pitchit presentation for the EDA conference. If you have any questions, you can contact myself or Roger, and we're happy to fill the gaps about the Flagstaff REACH program.
Hi, I'm Patricia McQuarrie, General Manager for Community Development at the City of Camrose. Thank you for giving us this opportunity to highlight our video project celebrating Camrose as small businesses that we did for Small Business Week in 2019. Celebrating Camrose as small business video project came about out of a desire to do something different for small businesses in Small Business Week that went beyond thanking businesses in the community and asking people to shop locally. Sarah Walkie and I, our team of two, really wanted to highlight the locally owned and operated small businesses that make Camrose unique. So we put a call out to any and all businesses that wanted to be highlighted in the video series. And we had 6 take us up on the offer. So we really wanted to get kind of a cross section of what our business community looked like. So services from the East Industrial End, locally owned restaurants, retailers in our downtown core, kind of get a really good snapshot of what business in Camrose looked like. And luckily the 6 that replied filled out that snapshot really well. Well, we really wanted the videos to be fun and a little bit quirky and to allow the owners to show off what they loved about doing business in Camrose. On the final day of Small Business Week, we ran a compilation of all the owners discussing why it was important to shop locally and to support local businesses as well. So we posted the videos 1 per day on each day of Small Business Week, and they live on our YouTube page as well. The videos had approximately 10,000 impressions over that 1 week period, and had about a 20% conversion rate to full video views. So we found that to be quite successful for the week. The project allowed us to develop stronger relationships with our local businesses and had the added benefit of being able to promote some as well. So following the release of the videos, we had a lot more businesses calling us afterwards to be part of the project next year. And of course, now we have COVID, and so we put the project on hold for 2020, but we're already planning for 2021. This project was really grassroots. It was an internally created project that cost us nothing more than the $150 we spent on our microphone. And we think that the ongoing impact is much longer. We still get contacted about the videos. We still get asked about next year's videos. So we think this project was a success. Thanks so much for letting us talk about it today.
Hi everyone, it's Kimberly from CAPE, Central Alberta Economic Partnership, one of the 9 regional economic development alliances across the province. Thank you so much for the opportunity to pitch it to win it on CAPE's roving EDO program. So let's get started. For those of you who don't know, the Cape region sits equidistant between Edmonton and Calgary. We have about 40 member municipalities that range in all sizes and shapes. Population-wise, they range from about 300 to 100,000 people, and they all come with their unique opportunities and challenges, as well as their own limitations in terms of resources and capacity. So why did we bring forward the roving EDO program? Well, we identified a gap and wanted to bridge it. As a member-based organization, members always ask, what's in it for us? Where's the value? How can I better utilize what CAPE membership brings to my municipality? So we're under scrutiny oftentimes. So this was an opportunity, the roving EDO was an opportunity to help member municipalities advance their economic development initiatives on the ground. And that's CAPE's mandate. We empower our member municipalities to advance sustainable regional economic development at the local level. And we do that by providing tools, resources, training, and we facilitate connectivity locally and globally. So the roving EDO program fit in quite nicely. We do short-term projects and we're very cost effective. We don't compete with consultants, we don't respond to RFPs, and we're not an in-house economic development professional either. So it's quite easy for us to parachute in, take care of short-term projects, and then go away. And we can serve all our member municipalities, whether they have an EDO or not. So for some of our larger member municipalities, they may have a piece of a project that they need to get off their plate. So they could utilize the Cape Roving EDO to do that. Now, most members believed that economic development was a nice to do. And I don't think this is explicit to Central Alberta. I think it's across the board. But with the changing economy over the last 10 years and for the foreseeable future, economic development is a must do. So the Roving EDO program enables member municipalities to do economic development cost effectively. And the key piece here is about building capacity, increasing leadership capacity in economic development. As I mentioned previously, many of our member municipalities have a ton of potential, but they lack resources and they lack support. So that's where the Cape Roving EDO can come in and build up their leadership capacity in economic development. So a number of the projects we've worked on action plans, public relations, marketing collateral, developed investment attraction programs, and currently we're the project manager working with a number of different subcontractors on quite a large project. So what are the deliverables? Tangible results, community connections, better understanding of economic development and why it's necessary, signage. One of our communities, they had nothing in terms of economic development. So utilizing the Roving EDO and our expertise has enabled them to launch leaps and bounds ahead of where they were, even 2 years ago. So what's the value add? With 40 member municipalities, it's difficult to get to know them intimately, each one of them, and understand their own opportunities and challenges. So working with them through the EDO program, the Roving EDO program, Cape gains enhanced knowledge, and reciprocally, the membership gains more knowledge about Cape and how they can utilize what we have to offer. That leads to improved relationships and collaborative learning. Learning is a two-way street, and both the member and Cape can take that information away and share it with others. Now, we are a not-for-profit organization. Times are tight, so it also adds a very small revenue stream, which is diversification for us. Thank you. Have a great conference. Have a great day. Bye.
Hi, this is Mary Lee Pryor with the Town of Vermillion. I am here with my Take It to the Lake colleagues, challenging you to hit the road and uncover why Alberta's Northeast is the spot to be for anyone looking to take it to the lake. In 2019, we joined Laclabish region, the MD of Bonnyville, and the Athabasca region, along with Travel Alberta, to collaborate under the one common goal and agenda, which was to build Alberta's Northeast as a summer destination. Jana from Laclabish County, myself, welcome you to take it to the lake and invite you to see why so many choose to hit it to the road with us. Welcome to our Pitchit for EDA's 2020 experience. We will first start in my hometown. Welcome to Vermillion. Just how did a community in Central East Alberta score a man-made lake that would go on to make the region a prime spot for a provincial park? Well, it all started with a purpose-built dam in 1953, generating the lake that would create the setting. Vermillion Provincial Park has become an adventure hub that travelers and our locals flock to, less than a 2-hour drive east of Edmonton. We hear a lot about why or even how does our community have a rowing club, says Katie White, Lakeland Rowing Club member. The main question is, where the heck do you guys row? This farming-based community with a population of 4,100 is seeing an influx of people stemming from the campaign promotion, some of who are opening their own businesses. It's been our Take It to the Lake campaign that's helped to welcome over 40 new businesses to the town of Vermillion over the past few years, and they just keep coming. Alberta's Northeast is leveraging tourism development to welcome thousands of visitors who've responded to the call of our Take It to the Lake campaign. Another destination within our collective is Athabasca Region, challenging you to pack a smile and join us. Meet Josh and Nikki, who grew up in the area, who've now moved back. Thrilled to be a part of the 2020 campaign to showcase their community after seeing what we promoted through 2019. The couple obviously feels at home on the lake. For Nikki, it comes naturally. Growing up in Athabasca, she and her siblings had lots of room to explore. At the time, it sometimes felt like there was nothing to do, but now I find it's exactly the opposite. There is so much to do, says Nikki. Living in the city and traveling for work, it's really nice to come home to the calmness of a small town. It's just so clean, natural, and people are so welcoming. Alberta's Northeast is home to so many wide open spaces and smiling faces that Take It to the Lake is supporting the growth of the visitor economy while furthering relocation strategies. In 2020 and beyond, it's critical for rural communities to all work together.
In Lac-La-Biche region, we continue to build our destination offerings and business is buzzing thanks in part to the Take It to the Lake campaign. Rob and Joanne Wicker with Christie Creek Honey welcome visitors to their honeybee farm for the first time in 2020 as a direct result of the 2019 marketing efforts. They watched the results of the campaign and realized they were missing an opportunity. They quickly worked with our economic development team and like worker bees, they readied their farm to welcome visitors. Anawai Adventures is another new business that started as a result of the county's tourism development efforts, including the Take It to the Lake campaign. Now, it's easy for families to jump on a bike and discover our region while fueling up on local produce at the farmers market or enjoying a meal from any of our local eateries. This is just an appetizer to some of the experiences families and travelers discover when they take it to the lake. We continue to welcome other regional partners to the collaborative. Métis Crossing joined us in 2020, and we look forward to continuing to grow the campaign. This collaboration has brought us together as we strengthen our efforts in numbers to grow our visitor economies. My name is Jana Rowe and I'm with Lac-La-Biche County, inviting you to go a little further into the Northeast region for a stop at the MD of Bonnyville. Vast as the region is, you don't have to go far to find fish. Visitors of Cold Lake reel in and release good-sized lake trout with fishing guides like Kim Gray of Anglers Bait, Tackle and More. He says catching 3 fish a day is a slow day. Kim moved from Ontario to start up an angler business in the region winter of 2019. His decision was a result of the marketing efforts of the MD, including the Take It to the Lake campaign. Both his charter business as well as his bait and tackle shop was well needed, and Kim took the opportunity to capitalize his retirement. The Northeast region is the perfect place to hang any angler's hat. So many travelers have responded to the Take It to the Lake call. The MD of Bonnyville campgrounds experienced a surge in sales, increasing by 30% in 2019. This is just one of many aspects that made this campaign a success.
Hi everyone, I'm Ben Young, Economic Development Officer with the Town of Tabor.
And my name is Sean Prummel. I'm a business analyst with Community Futures Chinook here in Tabor.
And we're here today to talk about the Tabor Beautification Loan Program, a partnership between the Town of Tabor and Community Futures to enhance the appeal of our downtown core.
So about 5 years ago I approached Town Council with this program. So what the program is, it's for any businesses doing improvements to their businesses. It's up to $10,000, where 20% of it is grant money paid by the Town of Tabor. The rest is a loan with Community Futures over 3 years, where the Town of Tabor also pays the interest on the loan. So it's been 5 years now. I've actually been able to do 53 of these loans in Tabor, which works out to about $3 million owner's investment. A lot of the work has been locally owned businesses as well. So that just creates more revenue in our community, creates jobs, and overall it's a benefit for everyone.
Yeah, and it's been a great partnership between the town and Community Futures. For a relatively small investment from the town, about $30,000 a year, we're seeing huge improvements to the downtown core. Business owners are improving their businesses inside and out. So for the town, we've really supported this project because it's a great incentive we can offer to local businesses. A lot of the businesses in our downtown are your mom and pop shop type businesses that, improvements to their business may have been a burden or a hindrance to their growth. This incentive program just allows us to provide them with, an incentive to improve their business and make a real difference to our downtown. When Community Futures first pitched this idea, it was only going to be a one-year project to see how it went. And now we're in our 5th year. It's been fully subscribed every year. The town has fully supported this. It's just been a great collaboration between these two organizations, and it's really made a huge difference to our downtown.
So I get about enough money to do 10 loans a year at the max from the town, and so every 5 years I run out of money within a month or two. For a town with a population the size of 8,500 people, we've been able to do 53 business loans for owners in town, which is huge for a small community. One of the problems with rural communities is attracting younger people, employment, jobs. So as a whole, the whole community is showing support for downtown, and that's a huge thing for rural communities. You'll see on this side of the street here, there's 16 businesses. I've been able to help 10 of them with this loan improvements program. Just that alone on our downtown is a huge impact. It showed quite a bit of significance. We've attracted a number of new businesses in the last few years.
The community buy-in for the program and council's buy-in for the program is because of the successes that we've seen in our downtown. Anyone walking downtown 5 years ago compared to now, it's a very huge difference, and those kind of visual, very easy to see successes are allowing council to just continue to support the program as long as the businesses keep needing it, and it seems like it's something that is needed in the town.
They use the funds to do an exterior paint job, and yeah, it's something small, amazing difference. It makes this whole corner of downtown look that much better. I believe 50 out of the 53, about 90% of them have been downtown. Even the community alone, people talk about the significant difference in the last 5 years of how downtown looks.
Yeah, this beautification loan program really complements what the town has done infrastructure-wise downtown. We've installed benches, trees, kind of made all the sidewalks redone, and then this beautification program really is just another piece of downtown beautification for us. Because of the success of the beautification loan program, we're seeing a lot of more investment in the downtown and new businesses coming. So the goal of the Beautification Loan program was to encourage and provide businesses with an opportunity to enhance their storefronts, and we think we've achieved that goal. The results are a true transformation of our downtown core, and it's made the downtown much more appealing to businesses and residents alike. So thank you for letting us have the opportunity to showcase this project.
Thank you.
Well, hello there. This pizza smells so good, I can't wait to eat it all. But first off, I'm Danielle Carter, Economic Development Officer for the town of Morinville. Welcome to Morinville. For those of you who don't know where Morinville is, we are located just 10 minutes north of St. Albert and 20 minutes from Edmonton. We are a smaller community that just hit a population of over 10,500 residents. I'm here to pitch it to all of you. So let's dive in and talk about Morinville's non-residential tax rebate policy. Now, stay with me as I share the story of our policy. You're sure to be impressed. Pay close attention and I'll save you a slice of this amazing pizza. This unique policy was created to stimulate and encourage not only development of non-residential properties, but to encourage the revitalization of commercial and industrial buildings. The basics of this program is that both new development and significant renovations are able to apply for the program. The successful applicants on a new development, the municipal portion of the taxes may be forgiven for the maximum of 1 year, and 50% of municipal taxes can be forgiven the following year. Completion of construction will be rebated on a one-time basis. Major additions or renovations to a building will also be considered. The criteria is the renovation must increase the assessment value of the building by an estimated 25%. In 2019, the program received 5 applications: a McDonald's, a Shell gas station, a touchless car wash, ATB Financial, and you guessed it, right here, Boston Pizza. They all utilize this policy to develop previously vacant lands. This policy is not just for new developments to hit a home run. It is also used to encourage revitalization or significant improvement on existing businesses, just like this Morinville Sports. We also had a bumper-to-bumper utilize this policy in 2019 to almost double their square footage. This policy was a great catch in 2019. We had 5 applications, which resulted in a total of $5.5 million of construction value. This was an increase of $9.3 million in assessment value for Morinville. The cost to the municipality included roughly $50,000 forgiven in municipal taxes, but the benefit to the community far outweighed the loss of $50,000. With these 5 major new businesses to Morinville, over 90% of the jobs created were kept locally. The decision of these major franchises to invest in Morinville, along with our existing local businesses to expand their operations, are a true testament to the success of this policy and the rapidly growing community of Morinville. Again, I'm Danielle Carter, and thanks for giving me the opportunity to pitch it.